tour right now. That voice, okay, pull each other up. Kids, keep your hands in the car.
Stand clear of the closing doors. Phase Zero, Season 2, Episode 35 is starting right now. Welcome to the show. I am in Anaheim, California today, and I'm very excited for today's show because not only are we talking about Disney's D23 Expo and all the predictions, all the expectations, everything that Marvel Studios is going to have. We're going to spoil it for you right here. No, we're not going to do that, but we are going to try our best to be accurate. We also have a very special guest in the second half of the show. It's going to be Madisynn herself. Patty Guggenheim is talking about She-Hulk with us. It's going to be epic. I'm Brandon Davis, joined today by Aaron Perrine.
What's up, guys? If the drums hit a little bit harder today, we pumped them in from Earth 33105. It's a big day here at Phase Zero. Let's get it.
I'm not going to lie. I didn't hear a word you said because I'm having an issue with my headphones. No. So I'm just going to say Jamie Girac is here. Jenna Anderson is here. Please introduce yourselves as if the audience doesn't already know you and love you while I stall for time and fix my hearing situation.
Hello, I am Jamie Girac. You know me from being a big fan of Catherine Hahn, who is in the Glass Onion trailer today alongside John Monet. What a beautiful thing. You guys, I don't know how we're going to fit this podcast into an hour. What a day.
I know.
Yeah, we got to move. I got the sound back. We got the site. Everybody looks beautiful. Everybody sounds incredible. We got a lot to cover. We're going to go through 10 topics. This is how we're going to do today's show. We got 10 topics about the D23 Expo within the Marvel Cinematic Universe's range of possible news subjects. And we're going to rank them based on what we think, how likely it is there is news about them. There's stuff swirling online. There's all sorts of rumors. You all want to hear our thoughts. I can't believe we get paid to do this. So let's do it. All right. The first subject is Fantastic Four. This was announced at Comic-Con in 2019, right? No, this was announced on Disney's Investor Day.
Yes.
That was in 2019, though.
2020.
That was 2020. I don't even know what year it is. What is today? We're all in a blip, whatever. Fantastic Four was announced at Disney's Investor Day in 2020. We act like 2020 didn't happen, so technically I wasn't wrong. And John Watts was directing it at the time. Now it looks like Matt Shakman's going to direct it. We got rumors swirling left and right about who is going to star in this thing. We all have our percentage guesses you're about to see on the screen. If you're listening to us, in audio form as a podcast, we love you for it. Please give us a 5-star review. You won't be able to see these beautiful graphics, but you will be able to hear how likely we think it is we get any news at all. I'm pretty high on this one. So, Peter, go ahead and reveal the percentages for everybody on Fantastic Four. Oh, highly likely from everybody. I say 100%, and Aaron Perrine also says 100%. Jenna has a 95%, and Jamie has a 90%. The rule was before the show, whoever has the highest percentage will have to talk first. I've talked a lot already. Aaron, since we have the same score, what do you think? Why'd you put 100% in there?
I just felt like there's something in the water. You get the Shakman announcement. You got all this wild speculation, reckless speculation on the internet about any casting. It feels like it's absolutely going to happen. Like, of all the things that could happen on Saturday, I feel like this one is the most likely of the ones that I think we have. So, yeah.
I'm gonna put you on the spot for a prediction because I'm gonna share mine. If I'm at 100, I got to come with a prediction. What do you think we get? Just confirmation of what's already been rumored?
I think we get all 4 cast members, and I think we get. Oh no, actually no. I think we get all 5 cast members. That's my bold prediction.
Oh, you think we get Doom?
I think we get Doom too.
Ooh, saucy. I think we get 2 cast members.
Oh.
I think we get Reed Richards and Sue Storm, and we get the director, Matt Shakman. I'm all in on Matt Shakman's directing this thing. I think that's going to be true. But I think we get 2 cast members, and that leaves us with so much more room for speculation, which we love. It pays the bills. Jenna, you got a 95%.
I just didn't put anything at 100% because it's like I don't want to be definitively sure and then be proven wrong. But I agree with everything the two of you said. I feel like this is incredibly likely. Having Shakman announced as director in the trades like a couple weeks ago basically proves they're working on something. And if you've been on the internet for 2 seconds in the past week, you've seen speculation about who's playing who. I like Brandon's idea of them only announcing 2 cast members, but I also would hate that because I just want all 4 of them to be cast and for us to move on. Because it's like Fantastic Four fan casting has gotten so wild at this point. I just want to see who's playing all 4 of them.
Not gonna lie, I'm still on the Krasinski Emily Blunt train. I'm still on it. I know. I want that aerospace engineer prophecy. Jamie, 90%. What you thinking?
I'll just say this is my highest percentage of the day. But same as Jenna. Who am I to say 100%? You bold people. But I have nothing to add. Everything you guys said, I agree with. Well, I'm just so happy to put this to rest. I'm so over this speculation.
Jamie, what you don't know is Mickey Mouse himself texted Aaron and I. It was crazy. The text said, "Oh, Fantastic Four."
Oh,
I'm done with that. I'm done with that before Mickey shows up. I'm too close to his house here to be talking so loud. All right, let's move on. Well, I don't even remember what the next topic is. We're going to go by the graphic. Deadpool 3. Deadpool 3, we got a Hot Toys figure in the photo because it is incredible, and I love Peter's selection there. Deadpool 3, nice work on the logo. That is an unofficial logo. That is Phase Zero Art. Graphic design is our passion here at Phase Zero. I think Peter does a great job on the thumbnails, so I love seeing a little respect for Peter in the comment section. All right. Let's see what everybody said about Deadpool 3. Dun dun dun. Ooh, I'm the highest. Oh, Aaron, me and Aaron clashing.
Wow.
All right, so for everybody who's listening, I got a 75% likeliness that we hear something about Deadpool 3. Jenna's got a 65. Aaron's got a 25%. Aaron not betting on the Deadpool pony. And Jamie with a 70%. All right, I'm at the top there. I just think we're going to get a release date. I think this is the first D23 since Disney bought Fox. Come on, we're going to get Avatar, right? So why not do the other Fox property that everybody wants to hear about, which is Deadpool? I think Deadpool is very likely going to get a release date. I think Ryan Reynolds himself shows up in costume and announces Deadpool 3 is coming. And then they're going to be like, oh, wait, we got to write this thing. So they'll figure it out. But 70%. Jamie, what are you thinking? What do you want from this?
It's been such a long time coming. I feel like it's got to happen more so than other things. I'm still at a 70. I'm realizing that I didn't put any 5s in my numbers because I forgot that was a thing.
You could have put a 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 as well.
Sometimes I was just trying to be as simple as possible. And now I'm like, no, you know what? I agree with Brandon. 75%.
Oh.
I think that it just seems more likely than a lot of other things because we've been waiting for so long. Like another one. Just like, let's give it to us.
Honestly, Deadpool 3 is going to hit that Black Adam territory before long, and having been in development forever. Yeah. And then it's like, wait a second, they're actually doing this thing? Yeah. All right. Jenna 65, what do you want from this? What are you thinking?
I echo what you said. I could see like just having Ryan Reynolds on stage at D23 and getting to have that energy. That was something I expected them to do at San Diego, and I understand why they didn't, but I feel like that's the perfect thing to like have everyone at D23 eating out of the palm of your hand. I could also see them maybe confirming one other cast member, whether it's like somebody who we've already met in the first 2 movies or somebody entirely new. Like I wouldn't put that past them either.
What if they just announced this as Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe? That'd be unreal.
That would be great.
Now I don't want anything less. Aaron, you don't think it's very likely? What's going?
My Windhorse meme be darned. I thought we were gonna get this at Comic-Con, and it did not happen. I am leery. This is probably one of the ones that I rated lower that I'm the most scared of, because when you've got Ryan Reynolds posted thirst traps on Instagram, something is afoot. Something's happening. I just don't know what it is.
He's buying another soccer team.
Buying another. Welcome to Wrexham Part 2. Deadpool 3. Welcome to Wrexham. It's just the Marvel characters playing soccer against each other, and that's the movie.
I mean, you gotta wonder how many sips of aviation gin Disney will allow.
Yeah.
You gotta wonder. But I think this is pretty likely, not impossible, and not a sure thing. All right, what's our next one? We got X-Men, right?
Yes.
I think we're gonna talk about X-Men next. We are Marvel Studios, the X-Men. Oh, I think this one's gonna be saucy here on the numbers. Peter, show us our numbers. Oh,
wow.
I used an odd number there just for Jamie's sake. I got a 3% here.
Numbers.
I can actually count to 3. I know it's surprising for some of you to hear. I can do that. But yeah, 3% for me on X-Men. Jenna with a 15%. Aaron with an 80%.
I think that's coming.
Jamie at a 20%. Aaron, you're on an island here.
I am, and I have good people on my side, because when you talked to Kevin Feige at San Diego Comic-Con, he asked you, Brandon, you think you want to wait that long for the X-Men?
I don't.
I know you don't. I know none of us do. So go ahead, just announce it. This can go right with the fan cast. We can just check out all the boxes. It could be like in my therapy app, when you check off your goals and you feel great about them. That's what we're aiming for Saturday. So I feel like, it can just be the title. It doesn't have to have a release date. If it's somewhere in that timeline, that's dope, but I'm not expecting that. I just want the mutants on a screen, and as long as that happens, that's cool.
All right, that's fair. Shout out to Julia with the 5% in the comment section. I love that. I love when people play along. Go ahead and drop your percentages as well in the comment section, and make sure you're subscribed and hitting the thumbs up button. Who's next? Jamie, 20%. Janet, 15%. What are we thinking?
Yeah, I mean, it's possible, like Aaron said, like maybe a title or a date, but like I don't see anything beyond that, and I'll honestly be surprised if we get something because there's so much that we already know about that we're waiting on. That I feel like they're saving this one, but I hate guessing because I'm always wrong. So
I hope we're all wrong on this one except Aaron.
yeah.
I'd love to hear something about the mutants.
I agree with what Jamie said. I think it's a thing of like, I feel like there will realistically be another D23 before we get an X-Men movie. And so I feel like it's one of those things they could just end up like announcing it now, but I almost feel like they would save it till later on because we have so much else that's going on.
Yeah, I just don't. I think it's got to be another couple of years before we hear anything about X-Men projects getting moving. And I just don't know where they fit. I honestly wished we were getting Avengers versus X-Men before Secret Wars, but maybe that's what follows Secret Wars to get us back at the box office. Because what's left after that? How do you top it? Avengers versus
My
what?
co-hosts just want content, y'all. That's what they want. They want us to be able to talk about when are the X-Men coming for this entire year, and then the gaps between our rewatch podcasts.
I mean, listen, we had a mutant gene, right? All right, let's move it to number 4. Number 4, what do we got? What is our Avengers: The Kang Dynasty and or Avengers: Secret Wars? Avengers 5 and 6, the Phase 6 movies, which come out 6 months apart, which I'm still skeptic of actually happening. I heard the Russo brothers nearly died trying to make Infinity War and Endgame, and all of Hollywood had no actors available for other movies for a year straight. So I don't know if they're going to be able to pull this off in such quick succession. But anyway, that's not what this is about. This is percentage chance we get news. I say,
oh, Aaron.
Wow.
Aaron is the opposite today.
Wow,
yeah, I'm at 100% on this. I think there's no chance we don't hear something about these movies. Jenna's got an 80%, Aaron has a 10%, and Jamie has a 40%. All right, I'm optimistic, so I'll go first. Destin Daniel Cretton is 100% going to be out there announced as the Kang Dynasty director. I'm not going to be shocked if they have something else because I remember at D23 back in 2019, we all wanted the Infinity War trailer, and they brought the Russo brothers out there, and they were like, we're hard at work. We're doing this, we're doing that. We wanted to show you something, but we just want to take a look back at the MCU, and that's all we can do. And they played this footage, which was like a montage of previous films, and then that led into like this epic Infinity War trailer. They're not trying to disappoint us out here. They know what we want. They don't have anything to show us for this yet. They didn't start filming, but they're gonna touch on it because this is the biggest project that I think Disney has in general. There is no Star Wars movie that's announced yet. That's a whole different podcast for a different time. But that probably happens on Saturday too. But I'm 100% thinking we get the director of Kang Dynasty confirmed and possibly director of Secret Wars. But we'll see. Jenna, 80%. What you thinking?
I echo that. I feel like they're going to bring Destin out on stage and like confirm it for real because we have so many instances with the MCU of like, yeah, this is reported in the trades, but it's a different thing when Kevin Feige like says it himself and brings the person out. And so I feel like this is one of those times. I feel like with Secret Wars, we could get a director. That feels like the kind of perfect moment to unveil a director, but I also could see them saving that and not overshadowing Kang Dynasty. I also could see them bringing out like a cast member or two. Like here is Brie Larson and Anthony Mackie or something like that. Like people that we know will realistically be in the Avengers movie, but like we're bringing them out and confirming like they're in it, and that's what I would say.
Here's Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans.
Yeah.
Oh my God! You ever want to see a grown man do a cartwheel and flip out from the tall D23? Jamie, 40% tossing it up is kind of unlikely.
Yeah, now that I'm listening to you, maybe I'd bump it up to a 50 or a 60, but, or
Okay.
maybe a 55. If they do, it's not something we don't already know. Like you said, like I think that like we already know. It's just not the official thing. Like beyond that, I don't think we're getting anything new.
All right. Aaron says no. Aaron says probably not.
I think that it's like if everybody's gonna joke around about the mutants being too far away, you know how long away freaking Secret Wars is? Like it doesn't seem like it because it's on that timeline. It's like those maps of Earth that we had when we were kids in elementary school. It's like, wow, Texas is the size of China. Like, no, it's not. It's absolutely not. So I think we get funny enough, bold, and this is like stepping on next one. I think Destin comes out for something else when they obliquely reference this.
Ooh, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the 11 Rings coming soon. Aaron Pareem predicted it first. All right, we got to keep moving. We got 9 minutes to wrap up this D23 Expo segment, which we will talk more about on Saturday during our bonus episode following the presentation. New titles in Phase 6. There are a lot of dates in Phase 6 that are not claimed. Only Fantastic Four, Kang Dynasty, and Secret Wars exist in Phase 6 so far. Will we hear anything about something in Phase 6? I'm at 95%. Jenna's at 66, Aaron's at 80, and Jamie's at 50. I say 95 because I already said Deadpool 3 is happening, and I think that's going to be probably a Phase 6 movie. But I don't know. I think we're going to get something. I think they might fill this out a little bit more. It's D23. They're not going to go small. Aaron?
Oh, I definitely think we're going to get something. There's no Spider-Man in the next phase and a half. Like, there has to be something. There has to be something in there. There's also our good buddy, friend of the pod, Simu Liu, nowhere to be found except for in Kim Dynasty.
I'm saying
he's got to be here. So yeah, I think we're definitely getting something.
See, my one new project that I think like this has to be announced in some capacity is Wonder Man. After Ben Kingsley was reported to be cast in it like last week, we still have not had Marvel confirm this show or drop a logo or announce who's playing Wonder Man. And I feel like that show is realistically going to be in Phase 6. So it's like I could see them doing a project like that where it's something that we know, but we don't know that it's happening. I feel like they could announce it there.
Mm-hmm. Jamie, it's a toss-up.
You know, I feel like the girl from Drop Dead Gorgeous with the ball of yarn on her head when she's like, I think I misunderstood the assignment. Because, like, I was thinking, like, things we've never heard of for this one. So I'm going to bump up much higher because I think you're right, everything you said. But also, Brandon, I have a bone to pick with you. I'm going back to a 90% because on this list is not one speculation, one thing about a Scarlet Witch solo movie, and that would fall under this category. So I'm bumping up with the hopes, the dreams, the wishes that we get something about that in at D23.
Fair enough. Twitter needs an edit button, and so does Jamie Jirac.
Yes.
All right. Next up, we got Nova. You know who put this one on the list? It's your boy Brandon. Wanted to talk about this one. How did I? You know what? How much do you guys want to see my happiness? Wow. Wow.
There's a difference between how much we want to see you happy and how much we think we will see you happy.
Wow,
Yeah.
They want to see me cry.
You'll get it eventually. It just
fair.
feels it's so late. It's going to be a Phase 6 thing at minimum, and so it's like I feel like there's so many other things they have to tackle first.
Yeah, we don't have to talk too much about this. We did have a report that Moon Knight's writer is hired to write Nova. We don't know if it's Rich Rider or Sam. I'm cool with both. I said 35%. If there's a Phase 6 project, if they do a full Phase 6 reveal, I think Nova's a part of it. Jenna said 50%. Aaron said 25%. Jamie said 10%. So I don't have a Nova voice Marvelocity. I'll have to think more about that and get back to you. We're going to keep moving because there's not too much to say about Nova. And here's another one I put on the list just for Jamie Jirac. How happy do we want Jamie Jirac to be? Oh, she's got her... what is that?
Welcome to the
the Catherine Hahn-essence. That's fair. I bet you love that Knives Out trailer, huh? Ooh, honestly, that trailer was just sexy. Everybody in that movie looks good.
You missed that. Goodness. While you were dealing with your audio issues, she was just talking about the trailers. So.
I was killing time that way.
We're gonna do two bonus episodes this weekend. One about D23, the second one just about the Knives Out trailer. Jamie, not the highest out of everybody. Wow. Jenna with a 75, I got a 45. Aaron with a 10, and Jamie with a 60.
I'm trying to have my expectations be normal.
Educated guesses. Yeah.
I feel like this is one of the Disney Plus shows or projects that we would get like a casting announcement in outside of FF. I feel like this is realistically one of the next ones that's going to start filming. And so I would not be surprised. There have been so many rumors about like who the co-stars could be on this show. So I feel like if you brought out any of them on stage at D23, they would like hit the nail on the head. So that's why it's 75 for me.
That's fair. I'm at Jamie's at 60. Jamie, you got anything you want to see from this?
Yeah. I want to be in the room and see Catherine Hahn. That's what I want.
I have good news for you. You will be in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. But I'm saying I want Catherine Hahn to also be in the room, is what I'm saying.
You might have to like run backstage and switch with me so you can do that interview.
Don't tease me.
No, you'll probably end up tackling her. We can't have that.
Look at my neck.
I think Agatha Coven of Chaos, if we get anything, it could be like another cast member, a familiar, like a new character to the MCU who we know from comics, and something like that, or maybe the director. But that's as far as I think it could go. Aaron, 10%, pretty unlikely, huh?
It's like it's gonna be in there, but I don't know if they're going to say anything. There's so much stuff to fit into this presentation that I'm like, just literally have someone carry Catherine Hahn across the stage, have her wave to us, and that's it. There you go.
Yeah.
Presentation done. We're good.
All right, let's keep it moving here. We got a couple minutes before we got to take a quick break. Blade. My hopes are high. I don't remember what my percentage of expectation was, though. Well, I had a 55. Jenna had a 65.
I still was the highest percentage.
Jenna, 65%. What do you think we're going to get? What do you want to get?
I feel like, again, same as Agatha, this is one of those projects that's probably going to start filming sooner than later. And like, we have so many reported cast members and so much stuff swirling around this movie. I feel like if they showed us anything, even if it's just like, here's a photo of Mahershala in costume, like, I feel like the internet would be happy with that. So I feel like realistically, we'll get something tied to Blade.
Here's what would have happened if the camera turned around in Eternals. Aaron, Jamie, tied for 60.
As most times me and Jamie are in agreement. I feel like this was announced so long ago now. Like, you forget. It was 19 Comic-Con, right? When they had Marshall out there. I mean, I feel like that's a lock. I feel like that's probably gonna happen.
I do find this interesting. As Jamie said, this is the one that we are all... There's only a 10% range on this one. That is a small range for us. We never agree. And I got 55. I like this comment from Alex Cosman94, who said, Anthony Starr as Dracula, please. Homelander as Dracula? I mean... Oof. All right. Next up, let's go to a Disney Plus series, Daredevil Born Again. Man, 18 episodes? 18 episodes? My goodness, occupy me for 5 months. Why don't you? All right. What do we got? Percentages. 99% from me. Jenna with a 45, Aaron with a 60, Jamie with an 80. I say very high because Charlie Cox is just clearly down to do anything and everything with this character, and we love him for it. He's doing animated Daredevil for this. He's the only actor from the MCU, seemingly, who's doing Spider-Man freshman year. And he's in She-Hulk. He was in Spider-Man No Way Home. He's a legend. And I do think, why not have something already? Like, they filmed a bunch of stuff with him already. Maybe they're just like, yo, here's Charlie Cox. Here's something. Here's what we're doing. We brought Kingpin back. We brought this guy back. Maybe they announce if the Netflix shows are canon. Who knows? They hate answering questions like that. But one day we'll get our answers. Jamie's an 80%. What do you want to see?
I mean, I just feel like give the people what they want. We already know enough about this show. He's coming. We all know that. Like, it just seems like an easy one to bring him out and announce a couple other actors. I mean, my dream would be Kristen Ritter. That's what I would love to see. But what do I know? Nothing.
What do I know? Aaron's in here with a 60.
Oh, I think it's totally like they said. You got to play the hits. Like, you don't go out there and not play like one of the things that everybody wants to see. So I think that's a lock too.
I'll tell you what, if Charlie Cox is there, I will be backstage at D23 doing interviews. If anybody has questions, please send them my way. For any of these people you think might show up, send me your questions. The questions I like to ask are the questions you like getting answered. So send it my way. Wait, Aaron, we didn't go to you yet. 60%, right? We didn't go to you.
No, here.
That was okay. Jenna 45, slightly.
I'm tempering my expectations. I feel like we could get something at very least, like a costume reveal or whatever, but I feel like this show is still so early on. I don't know, but I would love to see something if it does happen.
Touches on some Shadowland story or something.
Yeah.
All right. And our last topic here before the break, Thunderbolts. Listen, Thunderbolts is the culmination of Phase 5. We've seen Val. We've seen some of the characters who could be showing up there, and Abomination just got out of prison. It's all adding up to what percentages for all of us? I'm at 90.
Oh.
Jenna's at 75, Aaron's at 90, Jamie's at 80. I've been talking too much, Aaron. We're at a tie. Go ahead.
Okay. So yeah, it's the culmination of Phase 5. You've had a bunch of other weird speculation / news drop about this movie. I feel like you gotta roll. I feel like we're getting the whole cast possibly on stage in this thing for all of this. There's no way. Like, yeah, this is happening.
I'm with you. I think, I'm thinking back to when the Eternals marched out at D23. They had all the concept art of everybody right behind them. I think we get something like that. We get like 5, 6 people, maybe 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 people up there on the stage and concept art of all them as they're going to look in Thunderbolts and a director. And I think it's going to be cool if we get anything. I've been wrong before. Jamie, 80%. Anything you want? Anything you expect?
Agreed. Everything you guys said. Agreed.
Jenna, your thoughts?
Same boat. Just like bring out a couple cast members or even the entire cast. I also just have to say Peter was already like tempering his own expectations. Thank you, Peter. For anyone listening at home, we are watching Dancing Zemo now because of Peter's awesome graphic and video skills.
He's so mad none of us mentioned Zemo, you know it.
Peter was like already so sad about us having to rate Thunderbolts, and then we all rated it pretty high. So I agree. I think we'll get something.
All right, y'all. Any 1,000% we all have been adjusted to say.
Yeah.
And the last thing I want to touch on real quick, Werewolf by Night.
Yes.
If that's not announced here, is it ever going to be announced? The world
I was going to say, because I was like, you didn't put it in this 10 to rank, and it's like this is just further proving that it doesn't really exist. But I made a joke on Twitter today. I need this to be confirmed, and this seems like the place to do it. So.
Well, even though I had no reason to put Nova on this list, I still felt the need.
Over Scarlet Witch, come on.
Seriously.
Listen, there's been news. All right, guys, we're going to take a 1-minute break. And when we come back, it is spoilers for She-Hulk episode 4 with Madisynn with 2 N's and a Y, but it's not where you think. Patty Guggenheim's on the show. Phase Zero in just a minute. See you then. Welcome back to Phase Zero, Season 2, Episode 35. This is the She-Hulk Episode 4 discussion portion of the series, of the show. And we have a very special guest joining us now on BD with Jenna, Aaron, and Jamie, as you know it. We got Patty Guggenheim. Madisynn is on Phase Zero.
Hi.
Yes. What's up? That was even doing a little Madisynn intro there. We appreciate that. How are you? Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. I was looking at your IMDb profile earlier today, and I noticed that the #1 title that like it says you're known for is Florida Girls, and I was like, well, this makes perfect sense. This
right?
Fort Lauderdale is catching up with you.
Right? It comes so full circle. Everything comes back to Florida, baby.
Are you actually are you from Florida originally?
No.
Oh,
no,
okay.
I'm not.
Okay.
No,
I would like
I'm
to know
not.
that I'm from Florida, and I cackled when that line came out. Because I was like, "Yep, she's from
Where
Florida."
Where are you from?
I'm from Sarasota, Florida.
Okay, I've been to Sarasota. That was the place I'm most familiar with, and that's lovely.
It's nice.
Siesta Key and whatnot.
We're here to talk about Florida and only Florida, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a whole
good.
Florida interview. I've been to Fort Lauderdale. I feel like that was a fair representation. So props to you and with the brilliant performance. And thank you for joining us.
Oh gosh, yeah, thank you.
So I loved meeting you at the premiere, and I loved just getting to know that Madisynn was on the horizon. What has it been like to see the reaction now that your episode's out in the world and the character's out in the world?
It's really wild. It's so fun to see how people are reacting to this. The relationship with Madisynn and Wong is like, I felt it when I was working on this show. I was like, oh, I love him so much. And I think that kind of comes across in it because I'm truly obsessed with him. And so I'm just happy to hear that people are liking that. It's a lot. I'm not used to like being on Twitter as much as like I really want to be. And so I'm like, ooh, it's fun.
I could tell you look like you're a happy person, so it makes sense that you're not on Twitter too much.
Oh God!
Congratulations on doing what we all can't.
Big burned
were you like a big Marvel fan before this at all, or did you dive into MCU stuff when you got the role?
I kind of both. I was always a fan of everything I saw, like Avengers and Thor movies, and I was really into WandaVision. And I didn't know that much about the world, though. But now that when I got it, I was like, oh God, this is, and somebody would know, I would tell like a family member secretly, like, my mom, please don't come for me, Marvel. My mom about this. And they would react, she would react like, whoa. And I'd be like, oh my God, I have to know so much. There's a lot, but I love homework, and I am like so into it. Like I'm going like the chronological. I'm obsessed now with everything.
I love it. We had Steve Coulter on here 2 weeks ago, and he told us that when he got cast, they sent like a Marvel Universe welcome basket. Did you get one of those? Oh my God, I just started the Civil War. I'm so sorry.
Way to go.
Wow. They sent it to Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah. They sent it to my dad's new family.
In Phoenix, yeah.
So we now know your kind of Marvel history. We got to know, what about The Sopranos? Did you watch that, or did you just spoil it for yourself?
No, I knew about that. I knew that was going to be a big deal.
Has the spoiler window, the spoiler window on The Sopranos has passed by now?
I would think so. People are coming for it. But yeah, somebody wrote like it was 15 years ago. We can't be mad about that now. Yeah, 15 years, y'all.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
There's been a prequel movie, so it's all fair game. Yeah.
I think that's like the line. Yeah, prequel movies. Yeah. I don't know. Yep.
There it is.
Aaron, you're muted.
Oh.
I didn't hit anything.
Oh,
I've been let out. There we go. You're living most Marvel fans' dreams, getting to drink with Benedict Wong and sit there and pretend to watch stuff on the couch. How was it working with him and forming that bond?
It was I could feel the energy of every Marvel fan's dream coming true in those moments, because he's just so cool and great. And I had seen Doctor Strange, and I was already very in love with his character and him. It was truly so much fun improvising with him too, because the writing is incredible on this episode. The whole show, I think, is so well written. But we got to improvise that tag at the end, and just going back and forth with him. It was so much fun. He's
That's cool.
A++++ human. Love him.
He seems like a good dude.
Well, so kind of going off of that, some people are already, since the episode dropped, kind of shipping Madisynn and Wong. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Yes, please.
Was Wong married? He have a girlfriend? He had a girlfriend, right? Before? And she died or something?
Yeah, she died in the second movie. Yeah.
Oh.
So wait, does shipping mean that that there's more than just that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Romantically.
Yeah.
You really aren't on Twitter.
Okay.
I'm so jealous.
I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? I don't know.
People want to see them be more than friends. Okay. Yeah.
I see.
There's some people. Some people are arguing strongly against it as well, saying this is just friends. So
I'm so open to seeing what it could ever be. If it is just friends, or if it is, I don't know. I don't have a strong opinion on that yet, because I just like to see how things develop.
Speaking of developing, any chance we get Madisynn and Megan Thee Stallion hanging out at any point later in the series? Anytime.
Oh God. I would love that.
things like the Megan Thee Stallion cameo from last week's episode, is that stuff that gets kept from you as a secret and you find out when the show airs, or do you get kind of a little bit more information even from some of the episodes you might not be a part of?
I did get some little info nuggets. It's so hard to not talk about the things before anyone sees them, because you're like, like anytime anyone's like, you know, her name comes up, I'm like, hello, before, you know, last week. Yeah, I got to find out about that. That was cool.
That's cool.
But
that's cool.
Yeah. I haven't seen the episodes that are coming up, and I'm just so excited. I'm geeking out about this show. I'm like finding it so entertaining and wonderful.
Well, so kind of going off of that, what was it like working alongside Tatiana? Because I know most of your scenes with her, she was in her She-Hulk form in the motion capture suit. So like, what was that experience like?
That was really something new. I've never worked directly with someone who's, well, I was kind of starstruck with everyone I worked with on this show, to be honest. But sitting with her when I first got there, she was just so down to earth and really fun. We just had a great chemistry immediately with Wong too. And she was in, you know, the mocap like dots, but we just you kind of forget about it after you first get adjusted to like, oh, there are dots. I'm acting with dots. It was interesting, but I love weird, new, interesting experiences. So I liked it, and she was phenomenal.
I see a fun question from Julian Castorita in our comment section. And he said, so we have to know, does Camartage have the dopest bar in the MCU? Where do you think Madisynn would rather get a drink? Bruce's bar in Mexico or inside of Camartage?
Okay.
Honestly, some of those drinks Wong was talking about sounded
the
pretty
yak
good.
milk?
Yak milk? I mean, it's either going to be hit or miss.
Is it? I'm stoked on yak milk. I really got to try it now. I would. Okay, so in Camartage, there needs to be like a really nice setup. Like it's just like it has the vibe of like a really nice bar cart. So I would want to start there and have like a pregame. And, you know, just whip up some new fun cocktails, yak milk included, and then see where the night takes us. You know, like I feel like with the powers, we could go places, and then we could end up at Bruce Banner's bar.
Yeah, that's true.
You know,
It's like a bar crawl.
To limit. Yeah, it's a bar crawl. You start
Yeah.
at Camartage, and then you head to.
A bar crawl with Wong would be like like you literally would never have to wait in any lines.
This is what I'm talking about. I can't do lines.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You did get to your character Madisynn went through a portal to a little hellish area. It sounded like emerged with a still beating heart. Listen, we all this is some deep cut Marvel stuff. We all know that means Mephisto. We know we've I don't know if the name Mephisto means anything to you, but when you read that bit about making a deal with a demon, 6 drops of blood, somebody in this hellish dimension talking to you, do you ask questions like, wait a second, what does this mean? Like, is there more to that story that you know of?
I think I was so in the character mode that I was like, okay, well, I went there and I was like, you guys, what's happening? And then are there truly are there drinks here? And then what's that? I didn't know where I was going. Mephisto, is that how you say it?
That's it.
Yep.
That's it.
Mephisto sounds fun.
Our goal is just to get every guest on the show to say Mephisto, and it's.
Are you guys trying to dig it? Is this supposed to? Are you trying to get it trending?
Well, see, here's the thing, Mephisto.
I'm not trying. I want to know.
Well, so back in like WandaVision, there was like everything, especially like New Rockstars. Shout out to New Rockstars. I'm a big fan of their channel. But every theory was that Mephisto was a part of the story. And then like Spider-Man No Way Home trailers came out, and we were like, oh, this must be a Mephisto thing. And now She-Hulk has done like a whole demon thing, and we're all like, oh, it's Mephisto. So of course, and I'm kind of the last remaining person pushing this theory. But we got Simu Liu to say Mephisto on here back when he was on the show, and that I don't even know how he's
gonna like
possibly
edit together everyone saying Mephisto.
Exactly. Or trying to get everybody who could possibly be an Avenger, meet an Avenger, to say Mephisto, and then one day they're gonna do a Mephisto story.
One day.
And Patty, you're gonna remember this day on Phase Zero, and you're gonna be like, "That son of a gun."
He really took that and ran. It was his life's mission.
Listen, someone's got to do it.
The world today woke up obsessed with Madisynn. I mean, we are all obsessed with her. We love her. We want her back. Can you tease anything about your future? Might we be seeing you again? Are you allowed to say?
I don't know.
Fair. That's fair.
That's fair.
I don't know. So, yeah.
And after this discussion, I want to see a Madisynn like YouTube show where she's like making cocktails and like and Marvel characters guest.
I know.
That's my pitch.
Here I'll tease that I am working on a signature cocktail spelled SYGNNATURE signature with 2 N's, 1 Y, and
we will
somewhere in there.
Not where you think. We will end it with this. If you could reprise the role of Madisynn just for fun, and see your character have a drink, maybe watch another HBO Max series with any superhero, anybody from the Marvel universe, whether it's the actor or the character, who would you want to see Madisynn parked on the couch with?
I already told Jenna about this.
Oh,
but it's such a great story. I want you to tell everybody.
So,
I already drank with all the Avengers.
I've already done it.
I swear I'll be the most jealous person in the world.
I mean, that would be amazing. Somebody wrote Howard the Duck. That sounds great. Oh, that sounds great too. But I told Jenna this. It's Chris Hemsworth as Thor, and it's because he honestly is very fun. He's very, very fun. But I live in this is his old apartment, and like literally this unit. And so I get his mail. I still get his mail sometimes. And so I want to like go and open it with him because I think it's like Christmas cards from like years ago. So I love to just like have some cocktails and open his mail with him.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Listen,
There's so many I want to meet.
I wanted to. Sorry, I know I said that was the last thing. I saw one of our coworkers, Evan Valentine. I don't know if he was just messing around or not, but he said on Twitter today he was an extra on She-Hulk, and he was on set for one of the days that you had to deliver the line, Madisynn, 2 N's with the Y, not where you think. And he said he heard it more times than he ever thought he would in his life. How many times did you have to recite that line? And was it like, how do you keep like the energy? Because it's hilarious. I mean, the delivery, you're like so entertaining on the show. How many times did you have to do that over and over again with the same energy?
I think it was 5. It was probably, no, I don't know, 20 each time. I don't know. What's so interesting about this show, though, I did have to say that line in different scenes. And in the courtroom scene, they're, when she's in the She-Hulk, you do it many, many times because you're doing it for the scene with Tatiana. You're doing it with her awesome stand-in. And then you're doing it with like a silver ball. You're doing all the technical parts too. So at points I felt like the only human in a room of like robots just being like this girl. And I think it kind of added to it probably because I was like, what's happening? You start to feel very delirious in it. I think it worked.
Well, it sounds like you had a really good time, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
We appreciate you coming on the show today. We appreciate your work on She-Hulk. It was an absolute blast to watch. We had so much fun watching it, and talking to you today. So thank you, Patty, for joining us, and congrats on being part of the MCU. I hope this is a fun journey for you.
Thank you. Cheers to that.
Hell yeah.
It's so nice to meet you all.
A Wonger's Supreme over there with the whatever, I forget what his gin and tonic, right?
Gin and tonic. Yeah.
In honor of Wonger's. Yeah. Patty, thank you so much. We're going to continue the show. You're welcome to close out the browser, and you will disappear like into another dimension again. So thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you. That was super fun.
That was amazing.
I just want her to have her own show.
I'm saying, I'm just saying, if we got to see that journey into whatever dimension she went to, it could be pretty. Everyone else gets a spin-off. Where's the Madisynn? Give her.
There were people in the chat who were saying she should just do like a drunk history of the MCU.
Yeah.
And like
funny,
now
man.
I need that to happen. That would be amazing.
That would be funny, man. Give
Yeah.
her, that would be the little one shots with Madisynn. Best supporting guest star Emmy Award 2023 goes to Patty Guggenheim. All right. We got a little bit left in the show. I love having special guests, but that means we have a little bit less time to talk about spoilers and all that stuff amongst ourselves. So for the next 10 minutes, you're with us to talk about She-Hulk episode 4 spoilers, reactions all around. Aaron, you're at the top of the screen. What did you think?
Probably like it's really settled into a groove. It's very, very comedic. It was very silly. Like when she like, oh look, Wong is back. I just started cracking up. Like the show is very, very, very fun. Also, if you've ever spent a lot of time in Los Angeles, the magicians, the freaking theater they're in, I'm like, oh yeah, this is absolutely a blast. So I'm having fun, and also now we're all the same. We're all the same.
Yes!
Everyone's flying blind now, baby. We're here.
I hate it here.
World.
I'm already dreading having to like stay up until 2:00 in the morning to watch the episodes live. I'm just like, I liked having a normal night's sleep. Now I won't have that anymore.
Well,
I hate it. I
Yeah.
want the preview episodes. Jamie, what'd you think of today's episode?
Oh my god, I loved it. It was so funny. It was so silly. It's like I said, I keep saying this every week, but especially this week, it just feels like a sitcom. It feels like TV in a way that none of these shows have felt. So on my other podcast, Hollywood already did it. We compared it to Night Court, and I recommend listening to that because this show is like Night Court on acid, and I love it. I do have a quick rant though. Can I do a quick classic Jamie rant?
Honestly, if you don't, we'll be mad.
Yeah.
Great. And it is the way, like, Matcher is clearly supposed to be Tinder. And let me tell you, I have some problems with how this is portrayed. I am not ashamed to admit that I spent many years on Tinder. And first of all, the fact that it's a numbers game. Yeah, that's true if you're a dude. If you're a woman, you can't just do that because that's how you get murdered. Women don't just do this. Women read the profiles. They calm it down. You don't just that's not how it works. Also, I'm sorry, but if you look like Tatiana Maslany, you're not getting one match every other day. That's insane. And especially if you're doing that game, swipe, 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 you're going to have 1,000 matches. That's just logic. Also, I'm sorry also, but I believe that She-Hulk got a lot of likes because, she's hot as She-Hulk as well. But if you hook up with She-Hulk and you wake up the next day and she looks like Tatiana Maslany and you're like, oh, actually, I gotta go. You're insane because you're getting 2 hotties for the price of 1 and you're just gonna bounce like that? That is some BS and I don't buy it for a second. And that is my only complaint about this episode is that I don't buy any of the way this online dating was portrayed. Tatiana/She-Hulk, are you kidding me? I would be like, this is the greatest day of my life. I'm living amazingly. But otherwise, amazing episode. Great stuff. Good job.
How many fish you see? How many fish did you see during your time on the battlefield there, Jamie?
Oh my God, a lot. But that is how I got my first ever girlfriend. I'll tell you that. But weirdly, I met Tony at a movie theater. So in the end, it didn't do anything for me.
Jenna, good luck.
I know. I just have to say, Jamie, thank you for saying what Shelky Twitter has been saying all morning of if you wake up after dating She-Hulk and Tatiana Maslany is there making you breakfast, you are absolutely crazy to just leave.
You better have the Hulk reaction of being like, I see this as an absolute win.
Exactly.
I mean,
this episode and episode 3 are like my favorites because they are the most reflective of just She-Hulk's vibe. It is this crazy legal comedy, this action-packed thing, but also this like just character story of who Jen is as a person. And it's like we get all 3 of those in such a fun way in this episode. I'm glad that you mentioned Evan because he had kind of told me that he was an extra in this episode. So he was not making that up because I had heard through the grapevine a couple things about this episode and like just seeing it in actuality. Donnie Blaze was amazing. The whole running gag with that when his lawyer starts doing magic during the trial, that has been living rent free in my head for the past month. Like there's so many moments that are just so silly, so much fun. I'm just so excited to see more.
in summary, we all love Tatiana Maslany.
Yes.
That's the only point there. This is my favorite episode so far. I think this show is super, super fun and refreshing, and the fact that we don't have like these world-ending stakes is so fun. It's the show's hilarious. Most of the humor does work for me, and I think that the way that this episode ends, it works really well for propelling the show forward. Like it gives you that emotional beat of like, well, yes, it is unrealistic or just stupid. Maybe not unrealistic. I'm sure something like that could happen. There's some idiots out there who might just see Tatiana Maslany and be like, all right, I'm out of here. But like it for the sake of the scene and what they were trying to do, it does kind of show us where she's at, why she feels that way, why she feels insecure as Jen, and she's going to start feeling more secure as She-Hulk. And it's like, learning to build the relationship, I guess, between the two as one single individual person is going to be an interesting thing to follow. And she's going to have to be confident as Jen and She-Hulk and kind of get them to be the same. But I think that's a good character story. Like that's real. This is her origin story. It's not just about getting superpowers. It's about learning to be She-Hulk and not lose Jen Walters. So I think that's, for the sake of the story, I like how they ended the episode with the kind of that emotional gut punch where we're all like, damn, we love this girl. What's wrong with you, bro? So
Fair.
yeah.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Yeah, and I agree with everything you said. I understand. Like it doesn't seem realistic. I get what they were going for at the same time. It's the MCU. Not everything is going to be realistic.
Yeah, that's my problem. It's not like goblins coming out of alternate dimensions.
Yeah,
it's one guy doesn't want to.
Honestly, goblins coming through a portal, fine. Woman being 8 feet tall and green, cool. But swiping on Tinder, no. I'm just
also, I feel like goblins coming out of a portal is just Tinder. That's just an alternate name for Tinder.
Listen, we've all been there. We've all been there. You got to wonder, though, are we the Goblin or are we the She-Hulk? I'm not sure. Oh, sometimes I wonder. Anyway. All right, Jenna, we don't have any notes about this, but I know you're a human encyclopedia, Professor Jenna. Like, I love if you have not been watching Jenna's She-Hulk breakdown videos on the YouTube channel, they are phenomenal. Like, they're really, really good. And shout out Jenna for those. If you haven't watched it, your class is in session. You're in luck, but you should still go watch it after this and hit a thumbs up both on this video /podcast and on the other video on the YouTube channel, and subscribe because we love you for it. But Jenna, what'd you catch in this episode that you think we need to talk about?
Well, first of all, thank you for complimenting my videos. I'm very curious to see how they're going to work when we don't have screeners. Like starting next week when I'm going to have to make these videos, it's going to be a very interesting process that I am very excited and terrified for. We spoke about the Mephisto of it all. I know Brandon and I are both headcanoning that it is Mephisto. I like the idea of Jake the Goat being Mephisto just for the hell of it. The biggest Easter egg in terms of She-Hulk stuff that we got in the episode was on Jen's to-do list when she's like just about to set up her Tinder profile at work. It like scrolls through 100 things on the list and then you see like certain names on court cases. And it's like my brain was laser focused the very first time I watched it. And I'm like, oh my God, I know all of those names that are right there. Because Stan Lee is mentioned, Kraft is mentioned, which that's David Anthony Kraft, who co-created Jen and wrote all of the Savage She-Hulk run. People attribute that run to Stan Lee, but it's really David Anthony Kraft. And then there's John Byrne and Charles Soule, who wrote like the later She-Hulk runs. And so it was just a nice little Easter egg that if you like were laser focused for a second, you got rewarded in that. But yeah, like there isn't a whole lot in terms of Easter eggs this episode. It's more just like seeing what could be happening next. Like I said this in my video, and I'm curious what you guys think. I have a very weird vibe about Todd in like her little dating sequence. The one guy who's like, "Oh, you're indestructible. You can be pierced by vibranium, right?" Like I think the vibe is off. I think there's way more to him than meets the eye. The actor who plays him, John Bass, has been listed in like every single press release for this show, like since filming wrapped. And so I feel like there's way more of him that we're gonna get beyond this episode. And I'm curious what y'all think about that because something seems up.
He's the one that called her a specimen.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even think about that, and
Yeah.
I think you are so on the money.
I think he could be working quite closely with the leader.
Yes. That is kind of my headcanon. I also have thought, I'm like, you could conceivably say that he might be like Tim Blake Nelson's son or like somebody related to him.
That's,
like
that comment was just dropped in by
Awesome.
Auntie Indy.
Awesome. Yeah, that's
That
just
guy's
a theory
probably
I've had
his
in my
son.
head for months. In particular, like there's a group that Leader leads in the comics. It's called the Intelligentsia, which is just like Leader and MODOK and just a bunch of like weird science bros, just kind of nerds, just being like, and in certain She-Hulk comics, they're almost taken into like an incel sort of territory. And so it's like, I would not be surprised if that is the direction that we might end up going here. Like, I would not be surprised if that's what Todd ends up being. But we'll
And we
see.
do know MODOK is coming to Quantumania too.
Yeah.
What normal person in MCU is talking about vibranium at like dinner table conversation? Like, no, stop.
That's just us. That's for us non-MCU people
Exactly.
who don't have anything else to talk about. I'm not going to lie. I'm talking about vibranium over dinner. I'm not going to lie to you. I am.
1000%.
All right. Anything else here in the comments section? I do want to see the Wrecking Crew return. I want to see kind of the antagonists really start to show their face. I hope this isn't a situation like Hawkeye, where like the leader shows up in episode 9, where we had the Kingpin reveal at the very end, and we were all speculating. I also hope it's not a situation where we are writing something better than what the show turns out to be, like we did with WandaVision. WandaVision was great, but the ending of WandaVision, we all had some theories that we were like, you know what, that could have been a little bit better at the end. I'm just saying.
I need people to screen cap Jamie's faces.
Everybody had a better version of Quicksilver than Ralph Boner. Everybody did. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about, not WandaVision as a whole.
I still have a theory about that.
Can I just say,
I hope you're right
tangentially
about
tied to that, the amount of people who looked at the Donnie Plays poster in the San Diego trailer and snowballed that into like Ghost Rider confirmed. And it's like, I saw several tweets this morning that were like, this is Ralph Boner 2.0. How dare you? You misled us. We thought we were getting Ghost Rider.
That's not the same.
This is not the same thing. Let this man be. It's not his fault that his character is very closely named to two Ghost Riders. Like that just, I was so frustrated when I saw that, because it's like, how would Ghost Rider have worked in this show too? Like that would have just been like a really weird left turn for them to take like 4 episodes in. I just was very baffled by that.
Also learn how to count, because in that poster, you could clearly see that the letters in the first name were less than the letters of Johnny. So if you're really mad about that, I will accept anger over Ralph Boner, because I think I also didn't like that, but I still have my theories and I'm going to stick with them. But please calm down. Are you kidding?
WandaVision was great. Listen, but that ending, I stand by it. The show was better than its finale. That's all I'm saying. The finale wasn't bad either, but the show was incredible and it was better than its finale. That's all. And I'll say that about pretty much every Disney Plus show so far, I think. I don't know that any of the shows have been like, they've been great. And then the finale comes and it's like, all right, well, that was fine.
I love you, Jamie. I love you, Jamie.
Hey.
I love all of you.
Someone's going to Photoshop press X to doubt over Jamie's face.
Y'all see that? She said, even Brandon, like it needs, like just because we all are unsure.
We love you, BD. Come on.
Y'all are gonna show up to D23 and it's just gonna be like the Sharks and the Jets just like snapping at each other.
It's a nice fight.
No. Black Loki 3000 Forces. Brandon is a finale hater. Who's hating? Listen, I'm not hating. You can't even criticize anything anymore. My goodness. Oh, Miss Marvel did have a good finale, Julia. I'll say that. I'll agree. All right. We do have to wrap up. Is there anything else we want to talk about on today's episode before we wrap it up for the day?
I will say, Aaron brought it up. Like, the fact that we're now all flying blind is so exciting and so terrifying. Like, I love genuinely knowing, like, outside of, we are getting Daredevil at some point, we are getting Leapfrog, Frogman, whatever we're going to call him at some point. I love not knowing what's going to come next. Like, that is just so exciting.
Can we all do one shot in the dark prediction for Saturday, just on the way out? The most harebrained one we can possibly do.
Oh.
Brandon Davis casts Nova.
There we go. Yeah!
You get to the press line and Feige's like, you're interviewing yourself.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. I know. I'm not Nova anymore? No! Oh, I just lost the role, guys. I was that close. All I had to do was keep my mouth shut.
For me, Sam Rockwell walks on stage, Armor Wars, The Return of Justin Hammer.
Jamie's trying to actually explode in the audience.
Yeah. Genuinely shocked you didn't say like Wanda trilogy.
Well, I've said it enough. I have to mix it up, you guys. I can't be predictable.
I'm going to do it for her. Jamie sits down in the press conference, and it's just literally Elizabeth Olsen sitting next to her in sunglasses and a scarf. Like,
I think my more realistic long shot is they announce something that Thanos will be a part of.
Oh. Okay.
What?
I don't know.
Is it a kid named Thanos or is it actually Thanos?
No, it's Thanos. Thanos.
That's a callback.
Listen. All right, y'all. This was a super fun show. Thank you, everybody, for being a part of today's show. Huge thanks to Patty Guggenheim. Madisynn with 2 N's and a Y, but it's not where you think. If we had more time to rehearse, I was hoping all 4 of us could get like a little shimmy, but I was in such a hurry because of the traveling and everything. But so we didn't get to it, but maybe next week we'll find a way to do a tricky little intro like that. But anyway, all right. That's our show, everybody. Saturday, we will have a bonus episode live from D23 as quickly after the panel as we can do it. So make sure you're subscribed to the Phase Zero channel on YouTube and turn on notifications so that you know when we're going live. We will be doing it live. Jamie and I are both going to be in Anaheim. Aaron, you're invited to come join us. Jenna is going to be joining us from Chicago. We're going to get it all figured out and have a live show, and that's going to be available in podcast form as well. And we will brag about who was the rightest in their predictions. Probably none of us and all of us at the same time. Aaron, any last words for today's show?
No, just follow me at Some Like Hornet. This was so much fun. Madisynn, Cooking with Flo episode.
Yes.
Jamie.
Like I said before, check out my other podcast. Hollywood already did it because this latest episode, all about Night Court. You're going to be very surprised how much that show helps pave the way for She-Hulk. It's pretty cool.
Jenna.
Go follow me on Twitter at HeyIt'sJennaLynn and go read some She-Hulk comics. Like I said, name dropping all the creators. There's so many great ones for you to read.
Do it. Go read some comics. I just now got Aaron's Baby Thanos joke about So that's our show. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you on Saturday for our bonus episode. Much love. There it is.
There we go.
Zemo.